So we'll go
Hmm.
ahead and start with MCs. Um, the the first MC is Eminem. What do you think about him? Is he overrated or and also another thing I'll say is you can say whether they're overrated, underrated, or you can say properly rated, where they're it's they're where they're supposed to be. It's not either or. You
Cool,
know.
because I was gonna say, oh, a classic or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what to say. That's perfect. But yeah, Eminem, I would say he's properly rated. I don't see him as overrated or underrated. Um, I do know some. I have heard of some other people in hip hop. Back in the day, they would always find him as overrated, but I just never. I don't know. I just never saw him as overrated to me.
Yeah, yeah, I could see how some people call him overrated because of like his pop hits and stuff like that, and selling so many records and everything. But I feel like as far as with his skill, I mean, you got to say he's properly rated. He can't be overrated.
Right.
He's too well known to be underrated. So
Yeah, because I'm
um,
like, he's really good with his writing style. He can get very deep and have a lot of substance, and then also he can get very
yeah,
goofy, what I'm saying, be
yeah,
very, what I'm saying, different, so that's why I'm like, you know, like I said, I really don't even see how people can find him over, but like you said, some people, like some of his pop hits are the most overrated ones, but his ones that aren't really that big are some like the best ones.
right. His storytelling and stuff like that on some of his album
Hmm.
cuts and the way he puts his words together with the multisyllabic rhyme schemes and stuff. That
Hmm.
uh, that's what I think makes him great.
Oh yeah.
Kendrick Lamar. What about
Kendrick
him?
Lamar. So for a long time, I found him like properly rated, but lately, since it's not like us, I found him a little bit. Don't get me wrong. I found him a little bit overrated. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like he's one of these.
That's
I
okay.
love Kendrick Lamar. I respect him. I love him. I think he's a great writer, and I love like his pro black style of hip hop that he's been doing for like years. But now people are just now noticing it for some odd reason. That's the reason why I find
Yeah,
it overrated because I'm like, you've been doing this. Why are people
yeah,
just
yeah,
now making? But I think people just want to like see Drake lose, like all of us do. Want to see Drake lose so bad
yeah.
to where they're like a little like boosting up Kendrick a little too much. Where I'm just like, he's properly rated. He's a classic. He's a classic artist to me. For like the new
Yeah.
generation.
Yeah, I say he's properly rated. I see what you're saying about how popular that he's gotten in the last year after all the diss tracks. Of course, including Not Like Us. But I feel like he's stayed consistent with his
Yes.
music as far as quality wise. So I definitely don't want to because of that I don't want to say that he's overrated.
Mm-mm.
I mean his latest album I didn't love it as much as some of his other ones, but
Mm-hmm.
I think that he's yeah. All in all, I would say he's properly rated.
Yeah, like I feel like he's definitely properly rated, but I always think about if this drama wasn't surrounding the song Not Like Us and he just dropped it, would it have really been as big of a hit?
It
No,
wouldn't. There's
that's
no
what I'm
way it would.
saying.
Yeah, when you think
No.
about the fact of who he was dissing, and then just the fact of that it's danceable. So everybody on TikTok was doing trends, about it
Hmm.
and everything. So, you know,
Because I know a lot of people, they do not like listening to the so-called deep, philosophical, or pro-black type of Kendrick. But as soon as he make a dance track that's also based in beef, because people they love violence and division, along with like turning their brain off and just dancing, and he
right,
combined
right.
both of that, and people just hopped on the bandwagon, and that's why I feel like this specific song kind of made him overrated, but it also at the same time finally gives him the credit that he deserves, after all these years.
Yeah, yeah, because he's somebody that can do both. He can make those popular songs and have a message too, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's the hook that gets everybody, but then they're not really listening to what he's saying in his verses, you know.
Right.
But so yeah, he's one of those. Uh, Nicki Minaj.
Uh. Oof. Oh no. Because like when I was younger, I used to really like listening to Nicki Minaj. When I was like in middle school and stuff, you know. But
Yeah.
but I wasn't like a barb or like very obsessed with her. But I'm like, okay, she can flow. Yeah, it's I don't know. Oh God. Like I gotta think about it. Okay, so uh early on, I felt like she was properly rated. Then as time went on, she got blackballed. I felt like she was kind of underrated because like she was properly evolving as an artist. You know, like
hmm
lyrically, like she went from rapping about this and that to more rapping about like a more settled down lifestyle. You know, talking about her kids, stuff like that. So it's like she properly matured as she got. That's something that's very important as an artist. But during that time, she was also very much so blackballed. So
Yeah.
Jesus, I don't. Nigga, and then also like at the same time, I feel like she's a little bit overrated because her style is pretty much a carbon copy of like Lil Kim mixed with Missy Elliott, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's where I like growing up when I first saw her, I was like, oh, she kind of reminds me of like Missy Elliott mixed with Lil Kim. And I kind of felt like she was a little bit overrated, but her style still had a unique sound to it. So I'll
Yeah.
still call her a classic. I don't know, a properly rated. What it's a mixture. I don't
Okay.
even know.
That's a tough one. I mean, I'm kind of leaning towards overrated because of how she like everything is kind of a spectacle, you know, with the sex appeal and all this kind of stuff,
Yeah,
and the the colorful wigs and everything. But I mean, she can rap though. I'm not saying of that she's not talented. She
right.
definitely can flow when she has bars, but um I don't love a lot of her music that she puts out, you know, as far as like
Yeah,
album wise, you know. Um so yeah, it's kind of tricky with her. Um
same. I would have to say the same because it's like I feel like, I mean, me growing up in the heart of all this, you know, like, I was like again in middle school when she first started hitting the scene big,
yeah.
and she influenced my entire like I call myself a zillennial because I'm like later half a millennial and early Gen Z. So it's like she influenced my entire generation of zillennials and Gen Zers to wear the colorful hair, wear the long like it was already
Yeah.
going on, but it was like it skyrocketed more of like with that imagery, you know, of a female rapper, you know, and it became less about
Yeah.
the bars and more about how you look, you know.
hmm And Jay-Z.
Ooh, people are gonna be upset at me about. I always found him overrated. I'm gonna be
Wow.
honest. I always found him because growing up, when I would listen to his music, I only liked his beats. I only like say like Hard Knock Life. When I think about it, I was never listening to him for what he was rapping about. It was always the beats that I liked. You know, when he worked with Swiss
Okay,
Beats,
yeah.
it was the beats. Timbaland, it was Kanye West. It was the
Yeah.
freaking beats. It was never his lyrics, and I'm just like, I don't know. It's something about Jay Z that never what's the word? I don't know. It's like
Never like
he's
hit you like that. Like
no,
it never really
I could never resonate with him. He was too materialistic with his lyrics. You know, him and should I even mention it? He's not even a rapper. Never mind, I'm not even gonna mention him. I can't mention that person's name. They're currently in jail anyway, so
Oh. I feel like Jay Z is I feel like Jay Z is properly rated because
hmm
his he's a very skilled MC. I mean, you know, I don't think that not writing your lyrics down and you know should count for anything just on his face. But when you think
hmm
about what he says as far as when he can go in the booth and just not write it down, just listen to the beat and figure
Here we
out his
go.
verses.
He's
you
a good
know.
freestyler, kind of. Like I did hear, like he practiced a lot with freestyling against Big L, different people,
Yeah,
which is dope. And like I said, that's just me personally. But if we're talking about the overall spectrum, he is properly rated because a lot of people. I mean, he's inspired a lot of people my age to start rapping because they listen to Jay Z.
yeah, yeah,
But he's just, for me personally, he's just one of those artists. He just never stood out. I don't know, he just seemed kind of like an average rapper that was kind of like hyped up a lot. But not saying like he wasn't bad, but also not saying like he was like this amazing rapper, at least to me. But to other people,
yeah.
I mean, to each his own.
Yeah, yeah, I can understand that. I think like some of his catalog is like the highs are really high and the lows are really low. So I mean
Hmm.
the ones that I would recommend are like Reasonable Doubt, the Black Album, American Gangster. He was
Hmm.
really, I feel like those are classics. But also Lil Wayne.
So, another one where I was a fan of him too. Like all these artists, I've listened to them at some point. Even Jay Z, I've listened, but it's Lil Wayne's another one where, looking back, I would have said he was properly rated. But now that I'm older, and if I try to go back and listen to his music now, I'm like, what in the world is he saying? I'm like, whoa, I can't believe like I was really into this. But sometimes when you could understand what he was saying, he was spitting bars. You know what I'm saying? Like his writing
Yeah,
style was really actually really good. I like the way he would form his words. But he's another artist where I'm like, I like more of like his image than anything because like he was like I was really into skateboarding and like so he really made it cool for us black kids to skateboard. Because at first I
yeah,
thought it was
yeah,
just me alone, and once he made it popular, I felt like okay, I got a crew with me now. But I really like the fact like he made the alternative look popular. He made blending rock with hip hop or punk rock with hip hop more popular at the time or
right,
punk,
right,
because at the time it was just like more of the Jay Z and Nas and all them type of people out. And also you have Lil Wayne come out with this Southern trap style mixed with like punk rock. So I would say he's properly rated because he's very much so a classic as well.
yeah, he's a tricky one too. Yeah, he may. Yeah, I'm thinking properly rated too because of the fact of um, I don't always love his albums, but I think as far as like features, like he kills features like
Yes.
every time, like So I mean, there's no doubt that he can rhyme, but
Hmm.
I feel like in some instances he's overhyped, but he can rap, so I guess I'll say properly rated for him.
Yeah, definitely. Like it's just like certain songs. Like some songs is like you could tell this is not hitting, and then other songs you're like, wow, this man can really write when he gets into the mindset of it.
Yeah. And what about Snoop Dogg?
Mm. He's definitely properly rated all around the board. I love Snoop Dogg. That's like one of my favorites. Um, you know,
Yeah.
that's he's like they said. I heard somebody say in a few more years, Snoop Dogg is gonna be like the Bob Marley, like the way how everybody be wearing the Bob Marley shirts now. That's gonna be
Yeah.
him like decades down the road. I'm like, they're so right. It's already kind of happening now. But yeah, Snoop Dogg. He's just properly rated. He's definitely a classic.
I feel like he's a great MC. He's still been doing it all these years. Like you know, I I really like Snoop. He can
Hmm.
freestyle. Yeah, I really like Snoop.
Yeah,
His
he's
first album is my favorite. The Doggy Style album.
yes,
But
yes. That was one
but
that had
yeah,
me obsessed. Like after that, like once I always heard his music, but when I finally got old enough to like stream my like go on streaming platforms and stuff, I looked up his album. I was like, oh my god, I gotta listen to more. You know.
yeah. The new album is good too. I don't know if you heard that. The one called Missionary.
No, I haven't. I have heard that it dropped though.
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
Okay, check it out.